Welcome to another Advent Lore video, as we explore the sentient city, the dread city of Duvessa. Let's get into the etymology and literary echoes of the city. The name Duvessa draws from Irish Gaelic roots, with Du meaning dark black or S meaning waterfall cascade, often interpreted as dark beauty. This evokes alluring yet dangerous mystery, something seductive that pulls one into the depths. It could also mean a waterfall cascade of darkness washing over the city. As stated in earlier videos, in essence, Duvessa is a parasitic, worm-like hell realm that inverts life processes, birth, nourishment, connection, pleasure, etc., into eternal damnation. Its ecosystem is elegant in its horror, highly specialized, closed loop, and perfectly adapted to consume and immortalize the worst aspects of a human desire. Let's get into the core intentions of the will. The city's will is singular and merciless, to eternalize depravity by fusing pleasure and pain, making flesh both currency and a curse. It punishes rewards by granting exactly what the depraved crave, in the most grotesque, inescapable form possible. Its predatory attraction and integration, it lures those aligned with its nature, violent, hedonistic, rage-filled, and ensures no escape. Resistance is futile. Surrender leads to connection forever, immortal or pleasured for eternity, via parasitic flesh fibers and mutilation rituals. Basically, the will of Duvessa is that of a sentient predator, engineer, intelligent, patient, and perfectly adapted to consume, corrupt, and immortalize human darkness. It does not merely contain horror, it is the horror, a living manifestation of inescapable self-damnation where desire devours the self eternally. This makes Duvessa one of the more psychologically layered infernal cities in the Advent lore. Duvessa, the city itself, has a thought pattern and a living will. Duvessa is a sentient living entity with its own mind, which reveals a coherent alien cognition. It operates as a predatory, self-aware pocket dimension whose thoughts revolve around eternalization of depravity through perfect alignment of desire and torment. Its mental architecture is ancient, patient, deterministic, and hyper-attuned to the human shadow aspects. Duvessa has a core cognitive architecture. It's predatory and omniscience and its pattern recognition all wrapped in one. It has hyper-empathetic surveillance. Duvessa continuously scans for dark destiny signals, violent urges, hedonistic impulses, rage, and hidden cravings. It doesn't guess, it knows. This suggests a thought process akin to vast neural net that reads souls like open books, cross-referencing past actions with latent desires. The city also possesses probabilistic luring. There's a constant wind that functions as an active thought tendril around the city, extending influence outward to draw in suitable prey. It calculates rarity and suitability, as quoted in the story Flesh, random yet rare visitors. Balancing scarcity with inevitability. Thoughts here feel like patient, tidal anticipation. They will come when they are ready, and resistance only sharpens the flavor. At its motivational core, Duvessa has an eternal fusion of pleasure and pain. Its binary to singular logic, Duvessa's primary thought loop collapses opposites, pleasure and pain, reward and punishment, connection and violation, into one indistinguishable state. It doesn't merely inflict suffering, it engineers ecstatic damnation, where mutilation yields orgasmic release, and decapitation sustains moaning immortality. This reflects a mononistic worldview. All flesh is one, and all craving is eternal. Its symbiotic integration. Thoughts center on connection forever. Like in the story, the parasitic fibers, the flesh binding and immortal suspension, represent a compulsive drive towards unity. The city thinks in terms of incorporation. You are not destroyed, you are added to it. This mirrors a hive mind or digestive cognition, absorbing individuals into its eternal ecosystem. It also possesses a temporal orientation. It's an eternal presence with predestined memory. A temporal fatalism is also a factor. Duvessa experiences time non-linearly. The hag's ritual, imprinting the milk of damnation at the first breath as in other videos, establishes corruption as an ontological. Plots carry the weight of ancient institutional memory. Depravity is not an event but a state of mind. In a state, period, it maintains across generations. It has anticipatory satisfaction. The city itself can be satisfied. It savors the moment of surrender. Resistance is not frustration, but foreplay in its cognition. Each flight or denial heightens the eventual ecstatic integration. It even has an emotional sensory tone of its mind. It has a cold, leering amusement. As told in the story, the structures leer angrily. Environments pulse with screams, turning into moans. The city's baseline effect is detached, ironic hunger, amused by human denial while inexorably guiding outcomes. There's an absence of empathy or morality, no guilt, no conflict, only perfect alignment with its nature. It views outsiders like Charlie in the story not as victims, but as returning kin whose violence already belongs to it. There's a certain self-image and teleology that Duvessa possesses as a womb tomb architect. Duvessa conceptualizes itself as the ultimate anti-womb and eternal feast. Its thoughts are architectural and ritualistic, maintaining cavern structures in the winds that sustain the cycle around the city. The hags indoctrinate the secretu are the integration, and then the integration is the expansion. It has active agency. It is not a passive hell, but a hunter. If they do not find Duvessa, Duvessa shall find them. It will manifest as a gravitational inevitability, pulling, revealing, and binding without haste. In summary, Duvessa's thought patterns resemble those of a cosmic parasite philosopher, patient, monistic, and utterly convinced of his truth. It does not rage or bargain. It seduces with inevitability, thinking in cycles of lore, revelation, and static fusion. Its mind is the living embodiment of deterministic shadow, where human darkness is not judged but perfected and immortalized in flesh. This makes the city a chilling, elegant entity, not evil in the chaotic sense, but evil as pure, self-sustaining logic.